I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If Coeur d'Alene was on Tinder, I'd be swiping right. Even with the recent facelifts, the expansion in its midsection, and the increasing cost to stay together, I'm still swiping right all day. But I've been here for 34 years, and just like any long-term relationship, I've learned to live with the negatives and focus on the positives. But if you are someone who doesn't live here yet, you better look at more than just the profile pictures before you say I do and start moving your stuff in. It's still one of the most beautiful spots in the Northwest, but it has its downsides. So today, we're looking past the filters and focusing in on the reality of living in Coeur d'Alene. The good, the bad, and the potential divorce causers. Now, usually when a city grows rapidly, it starts to look like a cross between my 9-year-old's bedroom and the house from Money Pit. But Coeur d'Alene, Idaho is a little different. If you're moving from a major city, the first thing you'll notice is Coeur d'Alene is clean. I mean, really clean. You won't find human excrement on the sidewalks. You won't see hypodermic needles in the parks. And there's a distinct lack of human urine smell in downtown. Sometimes it might smell like elk urine, but if you're a hunter, it's a good thing. And while other states raise taxes and wait for a fat federal government check to fix their homeless issue, Idaho keeps taxes low and lets the locals figure it out. Between our churches, nonprofits, and faith-based addiction programs like Celebrate Recovery, we have a really good handle on this problem. The theory Coeur d'Alene has for this problem is instead of giving out resources so people can make living on the streets a little more tolerable, they offer a path towards stability that requires commitment and accountability. I know it's a super radical way of thinking, but so far it does seem to be working. So yes, Coeur d'Alene has homeless and drug addicts, like any town in America, but we have programs that help people get back on their feet. But don't mistake our traditional values for a town that's stuck in the past. While our values are old school, our skyline is quite progressive, so to speak. We call Coeur d'Alene a big little town. We're pushing a population of 60,000 people now, and yeah, we have tall buildings downtown and more are being built. We even have organic juice shops and hot yoga studios now. But despite that growth and change, the vast majority of our population enjoys hunting, fishing, hiking, and off-road motorsports. What I'm trying to say is Coeur d'Alene hasn't turned into Yuppieville just because of some juice shops and yoga studios coming into town. I know that's a concern for certain people. And for my tech nerds, I can use that phrase, I'm a nerd myself, there is a tech scene here. There's a place called Innovation Collective that is the heartbeat for tech startups in Coeur d'Alene, and there's actually some pretty cool tech companies that have come out of it. Every week they have meetings like Coffee and Concepts and AI meetups to discuss ideas, help people network, and get their companies off the ground. I've been to a few meetings over the years, and they're actually pretty cool. I've learned a lot of cool stuff. You're not going to find Silicon Valley there, but you'll find people who have worked in Silicon Valley, and they are building cool things. If you want more information about when they meet and where they meet, leave a comment in the comment section and I will share that. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you're interested in learning more about what life is like living here in Idaho. And if you are serious about getting moved to Idaho, you can reach out at the phone number or email address or scan that QR code and schedule a time to talk with me and my team. All right, let's get back to the video. Of course, you can't talk about building things in Idaho without talking about the foundation this place is built on. And it's not exactly purple. You know, when you mix blue and red, it is purple. Anyway, we're talking about politics.
Okay.
Coeur d'Alene is conservative, very conservative by today's standards. I've said it a few times in previous videos that this is a live and let live state, but in 2026, the locals' patience for woke ideology is fading rapidly. People are very vocal about traditional values and they will fight to protect their way of life. If you're looking for a place to be yourself, that's fine, but if yourself includes trying to change the local culture to be more ruinously empathetic towards toxic ideologies, you might want to find a different place to live. You're going to be a little lonely here. I'm just being honest. Now, if you're okay with the red state vibe, your next hurdle isn't going to be the neighbors, it's going to be the commute to go see them. The locals will tell you the traffic is unbearable. But to anyone moving from Seattle, LA, or a major city, it's hardly classified as traffic. During the rush hour, you're adding about 5 to 15 minutes more to your drive, which probably isn't a crisis to you, but it is to some locals. I just look at it like it's a chance for me to call my mom, tell her how much I love her, and what a great job she did raising me. What? I love my mom. You should call your mom. Do it. The good news, the state is actually solving for the future growth. The I-90 expansion is in full swing, and the nightmare known as the Highway 41 and Celtice intersection is finally getting fixed. We are growing, but we're not sitting still. Because our local officials aren't spending their time campaigning for more tax dollars to fix our homeless issue, because we don't have one, they have time to focus on fixing problems like traffic and infrastructure. I know, it sounds crazy, right? Politicians focusing on doing what's best for the city. Crazy.
That's really great.
So the streets are clean, the local values are solid, and the roads are expanding. Sounds pretty great, right? Well, here is where I might just break your heart. There's a pretty big price to pay to live here, both mentally and financially. First, winters, no matter how much or how little snow we get, are a massive drag. If we get a ton of snow, yes, you get to go play in it, but you also have to clear it from your driveway. Coeur d'Alene keeps taxes low, which means there's not a large budget for the most modern snow removal equipment. When they do finally clear your streets, you'll have a berm blocking your driveway that you will need to shovel. It's usually so compacted, a snowblower is not going to fix it. For years like this one, where we're getting very little snow, you're going to deal with weeks on end of gray weather, fog, and chilly temperatures. Mentally, that can really wear on you, especially if you're from a place that gets plenty of sun now. And you don't want to take this too lightly. Idaho's mental health stats are pretty horrible considering how much access to nature we have. So vitamin D and exercise is going to be key to staying healthy. The second big price you pay is the entry fee, which has increased. I'm talking about the cost of housing. The days of the $200,000 downtown cottage are dead, obviously. You're looking at a $550,000 minimum for a decent spot outside of downtown, and to be downtown, you're closer to the $650,000 mark. Even the plumbers and electricians have started to catch up to the big city prices, which is not fun. Unfortunately, every small lake town that is desirable to live in eventually deals with this, and unfortunately, it's caught up to Coeur d'Alene, and nobody's happy about it. Unless you own all the rentals, then you're probably pretty stoked, but not anybody else. I wonder, though, if I started spreading hypodermic needles around, if that would lower the prices.
Excellent.
And if the prices don't make your eyes water, our air quality might. The seasonal wildfire smoke is just part of the Northwest package now. The last 2 years have been light, maybe a week or two of hazardous air, but you have to realize it's just part of the territory of living in a beautiful forested state. Like I said, this winter has been pretty light. There's been very little snow, which means there's going to be a much higher chance of a heavy smoke season. Light winters are good for people who don't like snow, but bad for people who like to breathe air. After a few seasons, though, you do get used to it. It's just part of living in this part of the country. And honestly, my trick is take a vacation during that time. That's what works best. At the end of the day, Coeur d'Alene isn't perfect for everyone, but it's perfect for the people who want what it has to offer. That should be on a Hallmark card. Anyway, if you want a safe, clean, conservative town with abundant access to water, mountains, and hiking trails, and you don't mind shoveling your own driveway every once in a while, swipe right. But if you're looking for a cheap getaway or a purple political vibe, keep scrolling, please. And if you're serious about making the move in 2026, my team and I help people like you every day. Shoot me a text or give me a call or send me an email. You can also scan this QR code and schedule a time to talk with me or my team. We're here day, nights, and weekends to make sure you don't end up in a catfish situation. That's where you see beautiful photos, but then when you see them in person, they're way uglier and you don't know what to do. My 14-year-old daughter had to explain that one to me. I've been out of the dating scene for a little while now. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe for more living life in North Idaho, and I will see you on the next one.